Okay, I swear, like this is a conspiracy, but not like, oh, we faked the moonland conspiracy. This actually might actually be a little bit feasible. So, what's good, everybody? This is the Generation All coming back to you with another random video. We're actually not talking about the gaming industry today, as you guys might have seen from the thumbnail that I actually put up. Today, we're actually talking about professional wrestling, and then I gotta put my hands up. I made a video a couple months ago or was it a couple no yeah in weeks months, time is a man-made construct, a couple months ago, saying how I stopped watching WWE and how everybody else should too. And for the most part, I think at the time that video was okay to be made because the programming wasn't great. Like you would have some bright spots here and there, but it just wasn't as consistent as it's been lately. Even though we had apparently lackluster SmackDown on Friday, I thought it was still perfectly fine, still way better than what we've been getting in the last couple of months. But I think I would like to hope that that video, and with so many other people's like sentiment around it of saying, hey, yeah, the product's not that great, product's not that great, that maybe that caused the WWE to like change routes and maybe it's like, hey, maybe we should try some other things. But then there's also other, again, conspiracies. This video is entirely about conspiracies, apparently, is that they were really holding back a lot of their main stories, so that way it wouldn't interfere with the FIFA World Cup. Just don't understand exactly why you would want to necessarily do worse programming against something that's beloved for most of the world, and it'd give people more of a reason like, yeah, why would I watch WWE? It sucks right now, let me just go watch football. So that's a conspiracy going around, but it is what it is. The program has been getting better. I mean, again, we've had kind of a lackluster SmackDown this past Friday, but it was still, again, I still thought it was better than most of the stuff we've gotten earlier in 2026. So but yeah, to continue with conspiracies though, I wanted to bring up this conspiracy theory that I've had for a while. And it's funny because I think some people kind of are getting the same vibe, but nobody's, at least to my knowledge, nobody's outright said it. Is that I do feel like we're in a different age of kayfabe. Now, for the uninitiated or people that just need a refresher, essentially kayfabe back in the day was that, yes, that's what people say, that wrestling is fake in the sense of like, yeah, it's not necessarily like the moves and the bumps that are fake. It's the storylines, it's the characters. Like some of the meanest people you'll see on TV, like in real life personally, would be maybe some of the nicest people you've ever met, which is kind of crazy. But back in the day, again, with not as much, online media and such, it was a lot easier to protect kayfabe. If there was a villain, you would never see them with an actual hero, or again, you won't see a heel with a baby face. They weren't allowed to travel together. There was a lot of stuff, and the people that did travel together, they essentially got like just buried into the ground at that point. So, but of course, with the age of social media, the internet, all these other things, we've seen kayfabe change a lot, and it seems that WWE and a lot of these other wrestling promotions have kind of accepted that, just knowing that, hey, we can't hide everything. Sometimes you could do kind of like what Seth Rollins did, which was the heist of the century, and then the forget what they nicknamed the other one, something of the century, like the fake of the century. I don't remember what it was called. Sometimes you can still get some of those moments where like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, and though a lot of people had expected it but didn't have proof. You could still get those moments, but for the most part, when an injury is real, when an injury is fake, when people get written off of TV because of contract disputes and all this type of stuff. So for the most part, like that part of the kayfabe is just now wide open. You could see it, you are about it. You just are essentially, you see it, and it's a part of the product. And it's weird too, because sometimes I wish I could go back to the time where I still believe that wrestling was real. So that way I could just enjoy the matches. It's hard for me now. I still enjoy like a really good wrestling match. I still enjoy it. And sometimes it could take me out of my disbelief. But a lot of the time it's like, okay, look at this spot, look at that spot. Okay, now we're going to commercial break. Okay, now we're back from commercial break. Okay, look, here's the final segment here. All right, look at these, reversals here. Boom, finish, boom. There you go. And it's like, then you can start predicting stories. And that's why it's like also tough for a lot of like these content creators, because I've heard them say that before, saying like, yeah, like I just wish I didn't see the product that way anymore. But sometimes it's hard not to, especially when it's your job. Um, but I think because of that, the WWE has also, and again, other companies have really gone into just running with, hey, everything that's happening. So why not use that against you to help with your disbelief. So this is coming, and I'm not taking anything away from her, okay? And I give her full credit, and I'm actually really, really sad that she got injured right after she won. But we're talking about Chelsea Green winning the women's world title. And again, I think it's fully deserved. I think she deserved a chance for the longest time. And I think she's going to do amazing things if she can heal within 30 days. And even if she doesn't heal in 30 days, I don't know what WWE is going to do. Like there's a meme done by another wrestling YouTuber, Santi. Love you. Love your content. Keep doing it. He posted a picture of the new Chris Hansen movie or whatever. It's like, yeah, if you let Rhea Ripley keep the title for almost being injured for 6 months, but then take it off of Chelsea after 30 days. It's like, you see how this looks, right? So I thought that was kind of funny. Um, but yeah, so I think she's going to do amazing after the 30 days. And even if she's not ready in 30 days, I'm sure she'll find a way. You know, she's very resilient. And I think like the WWE is now a little bit more social conscious of like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do this. But I think the way Chelsea got to her championship win was because of the break of kayfabe and specifically Unreal. Now, I know a lot of people have their own feelings on Unreal. I actually like it because being such like a long time wrestling fan, I like seeing when like they go over certain things of like, oh, like you totally like lied about this, or you're trying to manipulate history, change history. And so the same thing, even though again I haven't watched WG for since that video, then I've been watching it recently. I still keep up like with the news and stuff like that. And so like seeing what they do in Unreal and then seeing like how things actually played out is like, nah, bruh, nah, like you know, you see how this looks, right? Okay, sorry, I can't stop with that meme. So, but I think the WWE also knows like that other aspect of it and is actually using Unreal as like another story device. And the reason I say that, and again, you know, I watched Santi a lot apparently. He had mentioned that Unreal is almost kind of a wrestling show in itself, where they've been making Michael Hayes a heel, pretty much. They're making them look like the bad guy, and specifically, it was Michael Hayes that said that Chelsea Green would never actually be the person at the top, that she was the perfect person for other people, but she was never meant to be the person. And so with that being said, my conspiracy theory is they did that on purpose. And again, it's to see how the fan base reacted, where like they put that in there, they realized people would be watching it. It's like, okay, let's see how they react. If they just let Chelsea Green just kind of just go by the wayside, no more support, then you know, we'll just move on. Or if we see Chelsea continue to get more and more support, more and more just cheers instead of boos or just silence whatsoever, I was like, okay, maybe we actually pivot, and maybe we actually, you know, take a stab at this. And then once they started seeing the support, they started putting the storyline into place to have Chelsea win. And I know that might be kind of a little far fetched for some people. It's like, nah, like I think it's just, you know, right place, right time. But I do have some other examples of how essentially the WWE has used the internet to like as like storytelling devices, pretty much like to move the story along in ways that are usually unconventional, is like you don't see it on TV. So if you're still with me, I'd appreciate it. Again, I'm the generation all. I've been a long time YouTuber, kind of starting this up again, but being a smaller channel, we're kind of in the situation where we're just trying to figure out exactly what's going to stick to the wall. So if you guys like the wrestling content, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know you want to see more of the wrestling content, because I'll be doing other stuff to see exactly what gets the most reaction out of people. But yeah, if you guys kind of like this style, you like this topic, you guys want to see more, please let me know. And then also I have some links down below. I have a Twitch, I have a Twitter. I know it's on Twitter. I would just always will call it Twitter. And yeah, if you want to just show me some support there for some updates for other stuff that I'll be doing, I appreciate it. So the other like two quick examples that I wanted to use it, because I don't necessarily want to take up too much of your time, is we had that when Kevin Owens was still not and I guess let me say welcome back, Kevin Owens. We all missed you, we all love you. So but back before Kevin Owens left, there was the rivalry between him and Cody, essentially for the the WWE title. There was a lot that was going on there, but how that essentially jump started was that there was a situation where I think even to this day we can't confirm, like the WWE still says it was a fan, but it's just hard to see like with the framing how steady that was. and like how it was a fan. Like I still feel like it was a person from the WWE, but who knows? Like nobody's been able to confirm it or unconfirm it. But there was a segment that happened literally after the show was done, so it didn't happen on TV. It didn't happen in the arena. It happened in the back, where apparently Cody and Kevin Owens had a dispute. Um, and you couldn't hear it. It was just all video. And then eventually Kevin Owens actually legit like jumped Cody, because even Kevin has talked about it, where like, no, you got to make this look real. So like, yeah, lay him into me and all that. So I thought that was kind of funny. Um, and so the fact, like they said, like they took a shot, they weren't sure if this was gonna work. I just find that hard to believe from like this company, in the sense like they left anything to chance. So I like the framing of saying, hey, like this was just a fan that happened to be recording Kevin and Cody and happened to catch that moment. I thought that was kind of interesting, but I just find it hard to believe that that was all planned or not. Well, that it was unplanned, that they didn't have cameras there to catch that moment. And then the only other example I have, and again, it's the very minor example, that's why I'm using it at the end, is just John Cena before he ended up leaving the WWE last year, where he literally went to Twitter and was like, "What do you guys want to see? You guys want to see AJ Styles and John Cena? Yeah, let me tweet the boss. We're gonna do that." Again, it's just making it feel like the people had the choice, that the people actually like wanted this, and that it was again a different form of storytelling, but it was still all controlled. Like they were going to do AJ Styles versus John Cena no matter what, especially for how the heel turn ended up happening. Just kind of makes sense. So, but yeah, those are just like a couple of examples. I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting, and then not to mention, not even talking about like I know there was it wasn't last week. It was not last SmackDown, but the SmackDown before. There was the whole segment between Nikki and Paige, and specifically just Paige's promo. How I don't know what happened. They ran out of time or something like that, so they didn't actually air the promo on the show, but they did it on their like YouTube channels and all that, and all their social media. So that I will say it's kind of still up in the air, because with especially with like WWE and just professional wrestling, you do have the people that go to the shows, enjoy the merchandise and all that, but it's also like a different level to the people that are on the internet, or I guess the internet wrestling community, the IWC and all that. They're kind of different, and not to say they're not sometimes interchangeable, but they're not always interchangeable. So that one, I will admit that there's sometimes kind of some miscommunication, where like all of a sudden like like Paige was talking about this promo. I was like, well, where was this promo? I didn't see it. I think we see a lot of that also happening with and now that I have a VPN and I watch Netflix in Canada, um like there'll be commercial breaks, and there'll be promos on commercial breaks that the US market won't see, but everybody else sees, which is kind of interesting. So, but all right, guys. Yeah, I mean, that's all I really had for you. Just a little conspiracy theory today. Nothing too crazy. See if you guys like agree, disagree. Let me know again how wrong I am. So, because everybody's right and I'm wrong, that's how it goes. So, and then yeah, again, if you guys like this content, please leave a like down below, comment, let me know your conspiracy theories. Maybe that's what I'll do this entire like next channel, just like conspiracy theories of the WWE or something like that. But yeah, and then make sure to subscribe, and yeah. Oh, and then hit that bell for notifications, so that way you can get for as long as I've done this, like I understand the bell now. I still hate the bell though. I will never agree with the bell. So, all right, this has been the Generational, and we'll catch you guys later.